was Celtic through Gustaf Lagerbielke after brilliant work by 17-year-old Mitch Frame on his debut, winning the corner, and from it Matt O'Reilly picked up the ball left hand side of the box. It's a wonderful clip ball to the back post. Lagerbielke could not miss. And Gustaf Lagerbielke is the first man to score a Champions League winning goal here at Celtic Park for the home team since Beram Kayal all those years ago, 10 years and 2 months to be exact, when he did so against the then Dutch champions Ajax Amsterdam. It's a side from Rotterdam that Celtic have beaten tonight. Yes, it was a record when they lost in Rome to Lazio at 15 Champions League games without victory, dating back to that win over Anderlecht in Brussels in 2017. And yes, this means nothing more with regards to their European season, but it's a win for Celtic. It is 0.4 coefficient points for Scottish football and a couple of extra £1 million in the already well-served Celtic coffers. It's been a long time coming for the Scottish champions, but they have won in the Champions League as they sign off from Europe for the season. They will just hope they're back dining at the top table in 24-25. It finished Celtic 2, Feyenoord 1.
I think the players showed that they've learnt throughout the sort of process that we've been in this year, because we've seen games over the years where the equaliser comes and then the other team go on and then get the winner. But no, we got to tip the hat to the players because the mentality in the game was very, very good. Some people may have thought this was a nothing game, but this meant everything to us, you know, in the process that we're in, to get the victory, to feel the confidence of being able to compete at this level. And I think over the course of this competition we've shown lots of moments of potential, especially at home. We could have been sat on 9 points just from our home games, but no, I think they thoroughly deserved it. They put so much into the game, and obviously it's always nice to get the win late on.
Positives to take, obviously, but is there an element of frustration that it comes now in the campaign?
Listen, we've known that it has been a challenge for us with key players being out, but like I said, I look at over the course of the 6 games, and I've seen enough and how we've played and how we've fought in games, that if we can strengthen this squad and add quality to it in key areas, then we can take the confidence from this victory and look to qualify again next year, and then and see if we can push on if we can arrive in the competition again. But you have to have certain qualities to perform at this level.
Hello everybody, and a warm welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. Wednesday night's game, Celtic 2, Feyenoord 1. Great result for Celtic. 4 points in the Champions League. Makes it look a wee bit more respectable. We're going to go through the game, and we'll go through some other stuff as well. We've got John here to go through everything. How you doing after last night's game, John? Did you watch the whole game? Did you watch the game okay? Everything okay with your Wi-Fi connection and that?
Aye, seen it all. Seen a lot. I think Celtic played well for the first 20 minutes or something, 25 minutes or something like that. The second half was, I really enjoyed the second half though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that before the winning goal, the stadium was beginning to empty, so I think a lot of the supporters missed the winning goal at the end, but we'll get into that near the time. Just now, John, I want to mention the promotion or the competition for the Billington Neo Legends print. All you have to do is in the comments section, leave what time you think the first goal will be scored in the Celtic versus Hearts game on Saturday. Whether it's Hearts or Celtic that score it, we're just looking for the first goal. So what minute will the first goal be scored? We're looking for your minute and the seconds. If you could just leave that in the comments section, and it gives you a great chance to win the Billington Neo Legends frame print. So good luck everybody with that. And just to add, if you could hit the like and the subscribe button, it helps our channel out quite a lot. So we would appreciate that. All right, John, let's get into last night's game. It looked like a full house, didn't it? It looked quite full anyway. Many do you think was there? Maybe about 55,000?
Aye, there was a few empty seats, but for a meaningless game, it was a good turnout, actually. I'd say there was maybe 55 to 57,000.
Yeah, it was a good healthy turnout, and yeah, the atmosphere seemed quite good at the start of the game as well. So yeah, it was a good turnout for as you say, well, no meaningless, but it was a dead rubber, wasn't it? It was a dead rubber. You know, we end that 10-year wait for a home Champions League one as well, which was the last one was also against a Dutch team, was against Ajax 10 years ago, where Berham Kaya scored the winner. So that long wait, John, is over. So we've got to be happy with that, I suppose.
Aye, I'm happy with it. But when you say 10 years for a win, it makes it sound like we were in the Champions League every season and never won. Obviously, we've only been in the Champions League, what is it, 3 times in the past 10 years? 10 years. So
Yeah.
it makes it sound bad when you say 10 years as if we're in it every year. But obviously, I can't remember exactly how many times. I think it's only 3 times in it in the last 10 years we've been in the Champions League. The last 2 seasons. And I can't mind the other year, but I'm sure it's only 3 times, maybe 4.
I'm not sure of the figures, John. But it is 10 years since that win anyway, and that's been put to bed. So we move on for that, John. We can now move on. A fresh slate there, I suppose. And obviously, we're sort of hoping that come January and come the summer, we've built a stronger team for the Champions League next year.
Definitely. And that's what Rogers was saying last night in the interview as well, when he's going on about bringing quality in January. See what happens
Yeah.
there. I mean, we'll get a tight-fisted board there, aren't we? They're not going to hand out the cash freely. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But I can't see big money being spent in January.
Yeah, but as you say, we'll wait and see. Hopefully you're wrong, John, in the day. Give him a half-decent budget to sign in top-quality players. This is just a waiting game. So wait till January and we'll see what happens there. All right, into the game then, John. The game kicks off, as you said at the start of the pod there. We looked okay. We looked quite sharp. We definitely looked as though we wanted to win the game, and Feyenoord also looked as though they wanted to win the game. It was two teams, that were definitely going for the win, I thought.
Aye, I thought that myself. See, before the game, I wasn't that fussed about what would happen. Obviously, I wanted a Celtic win, like I says yesterday. And I also says I wasn't that fussed about what happened because of the type of game it was. But the more the game was going on, I was thinking, I really want Celtic to win this now, because the Feyenoord fans were singing their hearts out for that full game.
That's right. Yeah.
And just to shut them up, that's what made me want Celtic to win it more.
Yeah, was it the Feyenoord fans that were waving the Celtic players off when they got sent off? And the earlier, but yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I see they weren't very good that night either, were they? The Feyenoord fans, they were, a young boy getting sent off, and they're waving at him as he's walking off the park. I remember that, and it was the same for Lagerbielke as well when he got sent off. But we'll move on. Your wish was granted, John. The Feyenoord fans were shut up eventually. So obviously we're going to get to that. So 11th minute, John, we've got a Matt O'Reilly pass through to Callum McGregor, and about 20 yards out, McGregor hits the shot, and it's more or less right at the goalkeeper. So that was the first chance on goal, 11 minutes gone. And then we get to the 14th minute, and there's a stranglehold on Kyogo, John, outside the box. The guy's more or less strangling Kyogo and dragging him to the ground. The referee's about 10 yards away from it, and the refs play on. I didn't understand that decision, did you?
No, that's one that stuck out. It was like, what's going on here with this referee? How's he not seen that? He's standing, like you say, a few yards away from it, looking at it. Arm right round the neck, right round his throat, and that's a play on.
So what do you think what do you think the referee saw there, John?
I don't know. Maybe
not to give a free kick there, John. He must have saw the strangle and maybe just saw Kyogo falling back himself. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well,
Because
if you
not to give a free kick. Sorry, John. Not to give a free kick for that. He's no saw it. He couldn't have saw it.
well, he was right in line with it, so he's seen it.
He
So I don't know.
was right in front of it. It was bewildering. Bewildering. Anyway, 17th minute, John, we've got Kyogo right through the goalkeeper. This is where the wee man's form is off just now, and hopefully he gets that right as soon as possible. But he's through the goalkeeper anyway, John. Right through the keeper. Nobody near him, just the keeper to beat, and he hits a shot right at the goalkeeper. You know, the wee man's, he's got to find his form quickly, especially before this Rangers game coming up.
If that was last season, he's dinking that over the keeper, isn't he?
Yes.
But he's off form. He's in really poor form, to be honest with you. He still does a lot of closing down and all that stuff. Gets into a lot of good positions, but don't know. Maybe whatever it is that O's got is spreading to Kyogo.
Aye. I just think he needs to get onto the training ground and get his confidence back in front of goal. I think it is as simple as that, but it's easier said than done, isn't it? I mean, when you see Kyogo through and goal, you're thinking that's 1-0, 17 minutes gone, but no, it wasn't. It was right at the goalkeeper. He picks the ball up. It was very weak, a very weak shot. As you said, last season or the season before, he's curling it round the keeper, dinking it over the keeper, or walking by the keeper and tapping it into the net. But he never done either. So we move on. Then the 18th minute, John, we've got young Awata injured. I was sickened for the boy because he's just beginning to get his chance in the team, and it looks like a strain or something, maybe a hamstring. I'm not sure. We'll get an update on that probably today. But he limps off. John Bernardo comes off. I've just felt for the boy.
That player went right through the back here. Was he even booked for that?
Nah, not even spoken to.
He went right through the back. He put his knee right into the back of Iwata's leg, and he's done injured, and then has to go off. And he wasn't even booked for that.
Yeah, that's right. That was another bad decision by the referee. He never had a great game. I think it was a French referee last night. The boy that did it didn't get spoken to, as you say. Awata walks off. He'll probably be out for a couple of months, no doubt. But he was just settling into the team as well, John. So I'm a bit disappointed for Awata. But Bernardo came on and he done okay. But after Awata came off, John, I thought that's when Feyenoord started coming into the game.
Aye, that's what it looked like to me as well, Sander. Aye, it looked like Feyenoord, that's gave them a lift. They must know of Iwata. And that's gave them a lift because Iwata's a cracking wee player. And that I don't know if that guy was booked for that, but that was a yellow card all day. I wouldn't say it was a red card, but when you seen it in slow motion, he's went right into the back of him with his knee right into the back of Iwata.
That's right.
And injured him. So if that's not a yellow card, what is?
Yeah, and there's a few more decisions for the ref coming up as well, John. But it was 4 minutes later, we have a goal from Jimenez. Jimenez is through goal, taps around the keeper into the net, but the goal is offside. I think it's offside by about 6 inches or something, but offside's offside, as you say. It was a nice finish, a nice move, and a nice goal, but luckily for us, John, it was offside.
Aye, he was maybe a few inches offside, but offside's offside. So
yeah, bang on, John, bang on. And then you're talking about these yellow cards for these Feyenoord players that weren't given. It's unbelievable when you think about it. But anyway, then you've got a foul by Johnston. Maybe a soft yellow. I don't know what you think of that, John, but I thought it was soft. But he's flashing a yellow card right in his face. There you go. There, a yellow card. But just 10 minutes previous, there's 2 fouls. A man strangled and dragged to the floor, and a bad tackle on Awata, nothing given for both tackles. Then Johnson commits a 50-50 foul and he's booked. What is it we're dealing with here, do you think?
I've said it all along. It's one of the main reasons I hate the Champions League. The referees are shockingly bad, Zander. I don't know if it's just a Celtic thing, but I've said it before. I can't stand the Champions League, and that's one of the reasons. The referees they're very poor. But what happened with that tackle? Was that the one Alistair Johnson stood in the boy's feet?
I think it was a 50 coming together, wasn't it? And he stood in his toes.
Aye, it's a studs on top of the feet one, but there's more of that later for Celtic players, and there was no yellow cards given.
That's right. Yeah. So anyway, put the referee to the side now, John. We'll get back to that. 29th minute, we've got another shot for Gimenez, through the goalkeeper. So as I say, Awata goes off, John. They're starting to pepper a goal with chances. I hope Awata's not out for any length of time, John, before we move on. That's what I will say. I hope it's maybe just a couple of games he's out for.
Well, I hope so. It looked a bad tackle at the time when I seen the knee going into the back of him, and he's felt it, you know. And then he's played on for 5 minutes, and then he's went down again. He's just sat down. So
Yeah.
I don't know, and I haven't heard anything about it. So I hope it's nothing bad.
Yeah, hope so, John. Because he looks strong in that holding role. He looks quite comfortable in there. So after the save from Hart, Celtic go up the park the 31st minute. And when a corner, John, the corner comes in, there's a drag back on Scales in the box. VAR has a look at it. A penalty's given, a chance to go 1-0 up. That was a Stonewall penalty, wasn't it? That was like the free kick on Kyogo outside the box, only it was inside the box and it was spotted. It was just it was an arm round the neck again, wasn't it, and dragged to the floor. Referee spots it and points to the spot, so penalty's given.
Aye. Well, the perpetrator was that Yakuza, wasn't it? Who went on to commit bad fouls after that. I mean, 3 or 4 bad fouls after that, and still wasn't sent off.
Yeah, he got away with murder, didn't he? He got away with murder, that boy.
Aye, it was a Stonewall penalty. He was warned by the ref before the corner was even took his pulling Scales about. And the ref's obviously keeping an eye on it. He spotted that. He's dragged him to the ground. Stonewall penalty.
Yeah, which Palmer dispatches very confidently. He's right down the middle. So he didn't go to the left this time. He hit it in the middle. The keeper went to the left, or his right, and it went down the middle. So nice confident penalty there. 1-0 Celtic in the 33rd minute. So yeah, it was maybe against the run of play slightly, but we'll take the lead anyway, John.
Take it all day. Nice penalty from Palmer. Maybe that'll give him a wee bit of confidence, Sander. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah, I hope so. 43rd minute, Feyenoord got up the park again. They hit the post. They were unlucky again there, I thought. Good wee effort. But they hit the post, it goes wide. Then in the first minute of injury time in the first half, we've got Greg Taylor, who also receives a yellow card. So that's both wing backs on a yellow.
Aye. Another soft yellow for Celtic, I think.
Yeah, there was nothing too dirty about these tackles. You know, maybe on given days they are given as yellows, but I thought they were both tackles it was sort of a like stamping tackles, weren't they? Maybe stamping on their foot, whatever. You know, these sort of tackles. I think Taylor's was the same. But they both got booked.
But our players were getting booked for it. The stamps on the foot. Their players, weren't they?
That's right. Yep. Yeah. So moving into the second half, John, we've got 48th minute. Cross from Mikey Johnson, nice cross, straight to Palmer, hits it at the keeper, keeper saves it, pushes it past the post. That was a nice cross for Mikey Johnston. I thought Mikey played okay yesterday, actually.
Aye, played well, aye. I know that shot you're talking about, aye. I thought with Mikey Johnston, that was a good cross. We need to see more of that for Mikey. We need to see more of that for Mikey Johnston, you know, just that's what he's lacking. It's just that final ball. So he did okay last night, though. He plays well, but his final ball's a bit kind of suspect sometimes. Like I keep saying, if he works on that side of his game, we've got a great player there.
Aye, I think we'll do okay, Mikey, under Brendan. But that was a lovely cross, straight to the feet, just straight to the foot of Palmer. He hits his shot at the keeper, pushes it. It wasn't at the keeper, it was a good save, and he pushes it past the post. But that should have been 2-0, I thought. I actually thought Palmer should have went to the other side, where there was more room, but he hit it to the left, and the keeper saved it. So it remains 1-0. We've got O on for Kyogo. O on for Kyogo, John. We've got Forrest on for Mikey Johnston. So, yeah, 2 substitutes there, John. And obviously, Kyogo was quiet in the game, I thought. Mikey done okay, but he seems to fade out coming near the end of the games, I think.
Aye, but he puts a lot of running in, a lot of effort, you know. So he's going to tire. He does. But I says that against Kilmarnock, even though we get beat, he was probably one of the better players. Him and Alistair Johnson, they two were probably the best players on the park that day. So I think we're getting a lot more out of Mikey Johnson than what we used to get. Just the final cross, that's all he needs.
Yeah. And who was the boy with the ponytail again? Was it Zuriki?
Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi, is it? Jacuzzi, sorry, that's how you pronounce it. So Jacuzzi has another couple of fouls, John, and there's the guy's already on a yellow card. Why is he not sent off for these fouls on Celtic players? Can you explain that to me?
Well, he had exactly the same foul that Alistair Johnson was booked for. That was after he had a yellow card. He did the exact.
That's right.
I can't mind the player who did it. I thought, who was it again? I can't remember. But he stamps right in his foot, a bad tackle. And
It was actually it was higher. Yeah, it was higher. It was near the ankle.
Aye.
Yeah, you're right, John. It was a worse tackle, and he doesn't even get. He did get spoken to actually, but no yellow card, no red.
Aye. Look at what Maeda was sent off for in the game against Atletico Madrid. And then you look at the probably 4 or 5 tackles that Jacuzzi had on Celtic players, and he never gets sent off.
Exactly. And then you look at the 2 fouls in the first Feyenoord game the Celtic players got sent off for. Nothing like what this Jacuzzi got away with last night. Celtic players are getting reds right, left, and centre. Jacuzzi's gone in like an animal. He's already on a yellow card, and he's getting away with absolute murder. Absolute murder. I was raging with that last night when I was watching that. Anyway, we move on. 70th minute, we've got a cross for Forrest. Half decent cross, straight to O, hits his shot wide. Nothing new there. I think O's another one that's off for him just now. 74th minute, we've got what was that? It was sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Sorry if I've got Palmer off. Sorry, if Palmer comes off for young Mitchell Frame, young 17-year-olds. Good to see the youth players getting a wee chance in the Champions League.
I thought that boy did okay when he came on. Obviously, very raw. He's only a teenager, but he did okay for the time he was on, I thought.
Aye, that's it's in the Champions League at the very highest level. So yeah, he did well, the boy. And then obviously Lagerbielke comes on for Welsh. That's another potential injury. Welsh looked comfortable there last night. I think he had made one mistake. I think he passed it to a Feyenoord player. But apart from that, he looked sound, he looked solid. He was winning every ball in the air. And then he goes off, another one off injured, John. That's another 2 added to the injury list.
Aye, just back. And one game and he's injured again. Is this another back too soon? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's just another injury-prone player. I don't know. But he looked good last night, Steve Mills. I thought he did okay.
He did look okay. He did. But big Gustaf comes on and plays him, John, and we'll get to him in a wee minute.
Aye.
The big legend, the big Swedish legend. Minty, already in a yellow card, John. Another terrible tackle. I think he has spoken to by the ref again. Another one that gets away with that with no red. What has gone on here, John? What has gone on? That's 2 of their players that should have been on a red card, and both get away with absolute murder. Why is VR not looking at this?
Well, I don't know, but you know, I was watching the game last night and I thought, I'm not really in the mood for taking notes down. I know Xander will do all that, so I'll leave it to him. But also I remember the game. But what I did write down was Jacuzzi and Minter, no red cards, and never jump on Celtic players' feet. Exactly the same things that the Celtic players get booked for. But they were getting away with it. They can do what they want. They can jump on players' feet with their studs. It's all right. So that's the only notes that I took down. That Jacuzzi and Minter, both of them should have been sent off.
100%. And in the game at the start of the Champions League, in Feyenoord, Celtic players are getting sent off for nothing. You know, are we tussling in the box there? A red card for you, and a nothing tackle by Thiago Home. There another red card, and this Minta, you know, and Yakuzi, both getting away with absolute, as I said before, John, absolute shocking tackles, and they walk free. They walk free anyway. As you say, the level of referees in the Champions League, it's no great. It's no great, is it? Especially when it comes to Celtic. So anyway, John, we've got another cross from Alistair Johnson, who played brilliant last night, I might add. But another cross for him. Straight to O again, another miss for O. We'll not go into that too much. The boys just half for him, I think. And then in the 83rd minute, you've got their equaliser, John. The guy that should have been red carded, Minta, finishes it. The ball just breaks him in the box. Then it's the deflected cross, breaks him in the box, nobody near him, and he smashes it into the net. A nice enough finish, I suppose. Got to give him credit for that, but there's nobody near him. Hits it by Joe Hart, 1-1, John. But what were you thinking at that point?
I was thinking, is this the World Cup they've won? The way they celebrated that, wasn't it? The whole team sprinting out, the fans, the manager gone mental. So that's how much it meant to them last night to beat Celtics. No, Celtics. Celtic.
Aye. No, I know what you mean. It was annoying me. It was annoying me as well. Let me tell you, that was unreal. But as you say, it must have meant everything to them to get a win at Celtic Park last night.
Aye, it meant everything to them. So I don't know. I think some of these teams look at Celtic as a big scalp.
Yeah.
And to go to Celtic Park and get a win is a hard thing to do for any team, really. But they celebrated that like they'd won the Champions League itself. Just an equalising goal. So that made it even more exciting the last 10 minutes or whatever. And it was fantastic for the things that's about to come up.
Exactly. It was. It made it sweeter. But my thoughts at that particular time was, is it going to be the same as every other game? We're going to end up losing this game. But that wasn't the case, John. The Celtic players, it meant a lot to them as well. You know, they're flooding forward. We've got 87th minute, a cracking shot from McGregor, 25 yards out, smashes the bar. What a hit.
Aye. See, that's what Callum McGregor, he's capable, you know, but when Thingy came on, Bernardo, I think McGregor was pushed back again.
He was, aye.
And I think that's what affected the game, if you ask me. McGregor getting pushed back, it slowed the attacks down. And I think that's the reason why Feyenoord came more into it.
Yeah. That's what we said 5 minutes ago, John, Winter, that as soon as Awata went off, that's when they started coming into it. You know, because Awata's he's strong, he's physical in there, he wins the ball as well. He wins a lot of the 50-50s and the loose balls, you know, he's a good. So I'll touch on that again. I just hope he's out for a game or two and no more. Hopefully he's back for the weekend, in fact. But anyway, we'll find out in the next couple of days, I'm sure.
So
get to the moment. Sorry, go.
Do you think that's what caused the Feyenoord to come into the game, is when McGregor was pushed back?
Aye. I think we lost our balance in the team, John. We had McGregor pushed up, we had Awata in the holding role, and it seems to be working there. They're a good partnership. The Commandment game, it was, as you said, domination the first half with Awata in there. We dominated the whole first half and just couldn't bury the game. Last night, you know, against Feyenoord, a top class team, he didn't look out of place, Awata. McGregor looked comfortable pushed up as well. So, yeah, I think it affected the flow of our rhythm, I feel like. I think our rhythm was affected. And it took us a wee while to get back into a settled place, if you like.
Aye. Well, that shows you, doesn't it? Callum McGregor pushed up, the attacks are quicker. So I think Celtic assert themselves more as an attacking force when Callum's pushed up. But obviously Awata's went half injured and Callum's had to go back again. So I think that's why Feyenoord came into it.
Aye, I agree. Totally agree. Then we get to the main moment, John. We get to the main moment. The winning goal, 90th minute plus 2 minutes of injury time. I think they added on 5 minutes injury time. Or was it 6? I'm not sure.
6.
But 6 was it?
Aye.
I don't know who it was that played a cross-field pass to Riley, John. Do you know who that was? Was it McGregor? Played a cross-field pass. I can't remember. But that was a lovely pass as well. He picked it, Matt O'Reilly inside the ball. He pulled it down. Beautiful control, John. And he actually looks up and he hits a pinpoint cross to Lagerbielke at the back post. Nobody near him. And he taps it into the net, John, for the winning goal. And there's no way that was going to be offside or anything. So I celebrated that one because I knew it was going to be allowed or given. The VAR was not going to be chopping that one off. What a cross for Matt O'Reilly, and what a header.
Aye, it was a beautiful wee dink, wasn't it? Just a wee dink chip to the back post. Nice header for Lagerbielke, just standing there himself. And I was going mental at that point. I know I says yesterday it didn't mean nothing, but because of the way they were with their fans singing and all that, I was getting on my nerves, by the way, their fans. And the way they celebrated scoring a goal. And that's why I was getting off my nut when Celtic scored that winner. That was brilliant. A really good win for Celtic. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
A brilliant one, and it's good to get the monkey off the back, as they say, with a 10-year wait as well. So yeah, beautiful cross, beautiful header. But the game plays out anyway. We win the game. Celtic win the game 2-1, John, at full time. What were you thinking by that point?
That was brilliant, man. I have to tell you something. I haven't seen the Celtic players looking happier in a long time.
Yeah,
you could see it meant a lot to them, and Brendan. It meant a lot to them, and like you says yesterday, it could give them a lift for the rest of the season.
Aye. Yeah, it was brilliant. It's just a relief to hear that full-time whistle because you never know with Celtic, even with a couple of minutes left, we could concede a goal in the Champions League, but we didn't do it. We held on, we got the win, and everybody's happy for now anyway, John.
Aye, I know, it was a good one. I really enjoyed that. I wasn't really looking forward to that much, but when you start watching these games, even though the build-up to it, you're not looking forward to it, when you start watching them, you want nothing but a Celtic winner, and it was, like I says, I've not seen the Celtic players looking happier for a long time. I think they really enjoyed that. You could see the smiles on their faces, and Brendan, he loved it as well. So kudos to Celtic, a brilliant one.
Yeah.
And it was good to see that Feyenoord sick.
Yeah, so, yeah, we got our win, John. That's what we were looking for. That's what we wanted. The long wait is over. The Champions League is over for this season. We move on to the league, but before we do that, before we touch on the Hearts game, we'll give our 1 to 10, just very quickly, John, our 1 to 10 scores on the players. Right, I'll start with the defence and the goalkeeper. Joe Hart had a blinder. I'll give him an 8.5. Greg Taylor played well, and Alistair Johnston played well too. So Johnston's getting a 8.5, Taylor's getting a 7.5, and then your centre halves changed through the game. But for the time Welsh was on, I'll give him a 7, and Scales was his usual 9 performance. He was solid at the back.
Aye. So Joe Hart he played a blinder last night. Joe Hart, I thought he was fantastic. Kept us in it a lot of times. Give Joe a 9. Lagerbielke. Stephen Wells, the time he was on, I'll give him a 7.5. Liam Scales, 9.5. Alistair Johnston, an 8, and Greg Taylor, a 7. That's my defensive marks.
Defence done well last night, I thought. The goal we conceded was just a deflection. They just hit off one of the players, broke to the boy at the back post, and they smashed it in. So apart from that, the defence was solid. Joe Hart was solid as well. Midfield, we had Awata, Callum McGregor, and Matt O'Reilly. Awata, for the time he was on, 7.5, because I thought he was solid in there. Callum gets an 8.5 because he showed what he is as a captain and drove the team forward. Especially shot off the bar, what a hit that was. And Matt O'Reilly was quiet in the game, I thought, but he had the vital moment at the very end, so he gets an 8.
Aye, O'Reilly was quiet. I'll give O'Reilly a 7.5, but just because of that moment at the end. But before that, he was pretty quiet. Awata, 7.5, and Callum McGregor, an 8.5.
Yeah, we're touching the subs as well because they played a big part in the game, John, but we'll get to that. The forwards, we had Palmer, we had Kyogo, and Mikey Johnston. I keep getting the two mixed up. And Mikey Johnston. Mikey Johnston was good. He drives at defences. That's what I like about the boy. So I'll give him a 7.5. Kyogo was quiet. He gets a 7 because he still does his chasing down and everything else. Puts the defence under pressure. Just needs to find his finishing touch again. And Palmer scored his penalty. Was decent enough in the game. He gets a 7.5.
I thought Kyogo was he could have done a lot better with his chances last night. I thought he was very poor at finishing. I'll give him a 6.5. Mikey Johnson, 7.5. I thought he was a direct again. He's got good skill into switching it over to each feet and all that, turning players inside out. And he put a couple of decent crosses in, so he gets what did I give him? A 7.5 for Mikey. And Palmer on the other side was quiet but scored his penalty. I'll give him a 6.5 as well, same as Kyogo.
Okay. Yeah, we just need the boys to be firing in every game. Oh, and Kyogo, we need them to be firing. That's the bottom line. Right. So let's get into the subs, John. We had Forrest, who gets a 4, never done much when he came on. Never had much time, I suppose. We had Lagerbielke, who got the winning goal, but wasn't on for long either. But he got the winning goal and he defended well enough too, so he gets a 7.5 for me. And we had John. So yeah, I think he's a decent midfielder. He's solid enough. He can find a pass, etc., etc. 7 for him.
Aye. James Forrest gets a 3 for me. It's just, I think it's time for James to go. He's obviously Brendan likes him as maybe bring him on as a sub or whatever, but it's just not good anymore. So Jamesy gets a 3 for me. Bernardo gets a 6, and Lagerbielke, I thought his defending was fantastic when he came on. He never lost a header there. And he scored a goal at the back post, got as the winner. He gets a 9 for me, even though he was a sub. He gets a 9.
Fair dues. Without the boy at the back post, I mean, what was he doing up there? What was he doing up there? No, I mean, what was it? Because it wasn't a corner. We were attacking for the midfield, and Matt Riley was picked out, and he crossed the ball to the back post, and he was there. It's unbelievable. So well done to the big man. Well done.
Well, he was up there because obviously I think it meant a lot to him because he gets sent off in the previous game against him. So I think it meant more to him than anybody. And it meant a lot to Thiago Home as well. You could see it then because he was sent off in the last game.
That's right.
I think Big Lagerbielke was blinding when he came on. He was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
He never lost the ball against any of their players, and he scored a goal. Even so, for the short time he was on, what was it, 20 minutes or something, 25 minutes? He gets a 9 for me, Xander. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah. A bit of karma there, John, wasn't it? A bit of karma.
Exactly. And it sent all their fans home sick.
Yeah.
Which is good. They're no waving anymore, they're no waving to the Celtic players or anything. That's sent them home sick. And it's always good to send people like that home sick because don't get me wrong, their fans sang their heart out all night. For away fans, I thought they were really good. Bad for us, good for them.
Aye, they made a lot of noise, didn't they? They did. Fair play to them. All right, let's end that there, John. We've won the game. The Champions League is over for another season, and we move on to the league, John, because that's the most important thing is winning this league title. So we've got Hearts at the weekends. We've got the Jambos coming into town. That's not going to be an easy game. We've maybe got an extra couple of injuries added to the list there. But we'll do a preview on the Hearts game tomorrow for the game against Hearts. But it's a game we have to turn up and put in a similar performance, John, and win. Simple as that.
Aye, that's it. That's a wee lift. I think that's a wee lift for the Celtic players, so I look forward to that game.
Okay, mate. All right, maybe comment. I don't have as many comments as that because I was looking at the video was only on for about 12 hours yesterday, so there wasn't many comments. Have you got any comments for us, John?
I'll read a few because there only is a few there. So Roseanne says, good luck for tonight. Roseanne was a competition winner for the last print. Good luck for tonight, everyone. We deserve a smiley face for a change. Well done, boys. And brilliant podcast. Thanks for that, Roseanne. Thanks very much. Good to see you're listening all the time.
Yeah, and keep listening and keep commenting, Roseanne. We appreciate that.
And Judith says apparently Brendan's making changes for the night on the Celts. I did make a few changes, Judith. And Roseanne again says, well, at least, sorry, my eyes again, Xander, try to see my phone here. Well, at last, we waited a long time for that. So she left that after. Yeah, we waited a long time, Roseanne, 10 years. Finally got there, and it's good to see their players sick. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, definitely. And it's we don't need to hear these commentators going on about this 10-year record anymore either, so it puts that to bed.
Exactly. So we would never sell a club for £1, who's a regular commenter. How you doing, mate? He says, a win tonight would boost much needed morale in the team, as we haven't been playing great of late. Well, we haven't been playing great of late. There's absolutely no consistency. We would never sell a club. And hopefully that will change things. That will give them the wee lift that we need.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the comment. We would never sell our club for £1. Keep the comments coming in, buddy. Keep them coming in.
And Prophet says, woo woo, I'm getting pulled up because I'm not using, what's that, commas? I'm getting pulled up because I'm not using commas. And nothing wrong with your grammar, by the way, Prophet. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your grammar. Just sometimes if somebody leaves a comment and there's no commas in it, I find it hard to kind of separate the points, if you know what I mean, mate. That's all it is. And I know you've got good grammar. You just lack in commas.
Keep the comments coming in, Prophet. Keep them coming in, my man.
Thanks for that, Prophet. And honestly, it's my eyes is part of the problem. Try to see the phone as well, Prophet. So don't worry about it, mate. It's just me. The Pork Chop Express. Probably not an answer to the question, but hey ho, our board quite happy for the club to fail miserably. Well, I don't know if they're happy for the club to fail miserably, but we know where you're coming from with that, Pork Chop. They're quite happy not to spend money. That's what it is.
Aye, that's what he means, isn't it? That's what he means.
Aye.
So hopefully that changes in January.
The Prophet's got another one. Sinead the corner pops up and scores the winner. No big yellow dude. All right, fair enough, Prophet.
I don't get that one.
The Prophet's left a few comments, but we'll leave it there, the new Prophet, with the comments, because there's quite a few. And honestly, when I try to see comments on this phone, I just need my reading glasses. I don't have any reading glasses. And that's a problem when you're trying to see comments on a phone. So thanks for that anyway. Thanks, everybody, for your comments.
Yeah, thanks very much, everybody. It's good to just, if you're leaving a comment, we will read it out. We will read it out, especially if you're a new commenter. We'll always read the new ones out as well. But even if you're not a new commenter, we will always read your comment out. So leave your comments, folks. And just to touch on the competition before we go, what minute will the first goal be scored against Hearts at the weekend? It's as simple as that. What minute will the first goal be scored? Whether it's Celtic, whether it's Hearts, leave it in the comments section. Up to 5 guesses each. And we're looking for your minute and your seconds. Get entering, folks. Get entering, because only 5 entries so far. And you've got a great chance of winning the Billy McNeil Legends print. Right, I'm okay to wrap it up there, John, if you are.
No, all good. That's me happy for a couple of days anyway. Look forward to.
I know. That's the way you're going to look at it, isn't it?
Aye.
Keeps you happy for a couple of days. That's right.
All right, well, hopefully we're happy for another couple of days come Saturday, Xander. So we look forward to that. Celtic against Hearts, Celtic Park, 3 p.m. kickoff. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll preview that tomorrow, John. And we'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Okay, mate. I'll see you next time. Hail, hail.
Thanks, John. Hail, hail.